much for Mukesh, for organizing in this round. It's honor to always present our strategy with our customers and the user group, and especially out of India, that we drive a lot of innovation from here. So myself, I'm Rahul Lodhe. I'm Vice President for SAP Business AI. At the same time, I'm also the global lead for Joule Engineering, driving the Joule as a product across the globe as well. Today, I would just like to take you from the overall strategy point of view, what we do, where we are at this point of time, but at the same time, bring you to the lot of innovation that SAP being working on as well, and at the same time, some of the vision that we could bring it up as well. And I think after the end of the meeting, we could also happy to get your Q&A that we can do, as well as you can also put a Q&A in chat. Maybe we could also then I can address it later as well. Good. So let's get started. I think what right now the challenge that most of us are facing at this point of time is now always with the AI and ROI, right? There is a huge deficit when we say that the amount that we are spending on AI at this point of time versus the ROI that we are getting. And the challenge remained pretty constant, right, for over the period of time, which is the promise that AI made with the everyday new models coming in there, the changes been seen, a lot of POCs been built greatly, but the reality is there's a gap in a value that we want to bring it in. And I think having this value very importantly articulate in a certain way where SAP can really see the important part. But the barrier for the success remains same. That always we do need to understand the data, and I think the data has been a main challenge where we look at how we can bring the silo solution that organization has, at the same time this complexity versus the still we have either in the talent gap or as well as our organization has a lot of legacy data integrating with the systems. Still I have in ECC an old system, and then how can I bring in data on the cloud? And there are many of these challenges which comes in as an organization to realize the AI value. The parameter that we need to think over it, it's in the AI world as well, to look at this complete enterprise context, and having the context is one of the important aspects when we look at to bring data in AI in a more secure way, provide you efficiency and the end-to-end value to ensure that the user get right outcome for the enterprises defining on. And that's where the SAP is at the right stage, at the point where we do have the applications for their AI first and speed first approach, which defines to bring this flywheel where you focus on the data that we or application logic that we have in the applications and the data reside there, bring it with the BDC to the AI readiness, bringing data and then making it available for the AI as such. So importantly, I would see this flywheel, which is a pivot part of our center of strategy, where SAP would bring it in. And how does it translate into getting to achieve the ROI, right? Because you have data, applications, and top of that, we have a complete AI. I would say the AI foundation, which provides you a stronger agentic framework to realize the value. So your application logic remains intact, and as well as it's provide you a stronger benefit to it. As we see, I mean, starting from the bottom as well, the AI, now we are also looking at to getting the best models out in the industry, and as well as how can we leverage the large value from the various uh, uh, various work happening in the industry. So we're not focusing on building our own large language model. We want to bring more contextual informations to the or business specific application information to the products, but not only focusing on the value that others are creating in the industry, rather than we want to leverage what they are building. And that's why you see this AI partnership is very important and center stage for our overall AI story. Where we focus in is making the AI foundation, which can be as an operating system to build integrate your solution as well as SAP's internal solution, do the customization capability, and make a strong application to build the foundation where you could then unreach your value in the form of the Joule. Joule is our super agent, I would say, which would orchestrate the different agents. And for the presentation, we will look at that how Joule has been working on it. The important also that you can also leverage this with the custom AI. So you also see on the right hand side the important part where the AI foundation that you build, not only what SAP delivers capabilities, but you can also build your own capabilities in a similar platform that will deliver from the SAP as well. So integration becomes very seamless, and you can leverage the value of your assets that has been provided as well. Let's deep dive into the Joule. I mean, we look at the Joule really provide the faster user productivity because the startup time as well as the value that Joule bring in at the high level. And how does the Joule today position? We have three Joule positions at this point of time. The first one is the Joule for developer, completely used for a developer persona based on the ABAP model, leveraging how the above model can really be the transformative here. Second is the tool for consultant, which is focused on the consultant persona. As you know, there has been tons of documentation. There are a lot of logics been defined, that and how SAP system can be configured in a much faster way, and that's where the Joule for consultants comes in picture. And the third important part is the Joule for business, which is the key part of it to drive for Joule transformation for the end user. What we have so far delivered, and we'll deep dive into many of these capabilities for Joule. So it's a unified Joule. Always we talk about is a one Joule work across our organization. So there is no different capability that we have that would bring it in the saying that okay, something that can work only for success factor but not for not for S4, or you have for analytical just ask capability, or analytic capability would also be in a part of Joule. At the same time, Joule provide you really ChatGPT kind of experience with in the different conversation threads, or we are talking about the how you we make these different things start in a different ways as well. So Joule is really being a single unified, I would say, co-pilot work across the your landscape, be it the one or be bring at different levels as such. Just to give you a perspective from a coverage point of view, now Joule is already available for most of the capabilities that we have. So you could name the product, and Joule is available in that product for using in a one Joule format. And we are also looking for getting for few more products which are not completely there, either many of places the EAC or beta or GA in most of the products as well. So Joule is already available across SAP platform to leverage to the customers there. Quickly look at what does the Joule for consultant does, and I think just wanted to give an illustration of it saves the almost 1.5 hour to 2 hours of a time for a consultant just to get as a knowledge on demand. Uh, we don't need to search through the multiple websites or go to the Google and try that. You get a lot of SAP grounded capabilities there. And what's uniqueness that SAP Copilot Joule for consultant would provide versus others would has access to the internal proprietary KBAs. It has access to the the above model that we have been created there, it has the huge amount of contextual aspects to be bring it in for a product as such. Um, I mean, it's already been heavily also trained on the our or embedded, I would say, on the proprietary information that SAP has, and then also make the huge uh, contextual aspects that provide in Joule. Let's see in action quickly, let's say how the integration look like, because it also brings the capability of integrating it end to end via the Joule capability. So if you ask certain question in, let's say, for example, chat GPT, again, it's maybe the old version of chat GPT, but again, when you ask it, you would see the specific changes that or specific configuration being asked in a certain way. But it's also the more look like given the procedural aspects, and also giving a link to the certain capability. But when you look at into the Joule for consultant, is more integrated in the product, with providing you the similar questions, but also not only providing you the link to the specific uh, uh, documentation, but also uh, getting you directly jump over the task, and then integratedly define you what next to be done for providing the access to the different capabilities that you could really make, and then make the difference for your overall experience here. As you see, we just jump from the Joule from one portal to the other portal with keeping the same context of a user, and also then give you the suggestion to how I can make the code changes or for a specific logic, and the custom logic code changes to go also to the custom logic table, and then what difference that I can generate code with third party to my product. And changes can also be then as it's moved to the product as well, and then implement that, run that, and get the end-to-end perspective here. So that's where Joule for consultant is a capability which is pretty strongly improving the life for the SAP consultant from Joule. Joule for developer is the above model that SAP has invested into, which basically provide the right access via the IDE capability, and in the same way in the above workbench also provide you the chat experience, the way you look at the chat with your model. And this again SAP proprietary model, which is defined in AI core, and as well as also in indicate for Joule for developer, which can give you many more capability that the any other uh, copilot capability you get for different languages. This is very specific for the language point of view. The importantly to provide you the read entries. Either you can do the job prediction, writing the test cases, defining the table, defining the namespace, and all these kind of auto-generated capability that the tools could be pre-enhanced to make it happen for your clean migration as you get started journey with the developer experience on the above as well. It's also available by the SDK on the via the ISLM as well. So it's in the integrated environment, and there are a lot many new features coming going forward. There are key innovations that maybe we talked about in Joule. Capability that typically we have, right? So deep research in perplexity, deep research in different products. Now we have the deep research is also in Joule, which is available in beta at this point of time, where with peering to the the internal data and the web search, and also cite provide you holistic view. At the same time, the knowledge graph as well as the internal data get on document grounding, which Joule has been already trained on, and give you the complete outcome here. Let's look at this example where, let's say, I looking at the tariff. And I think here I just want to illustrate the example with the Joule action bar. In this case, we have seen the changes coming on the tariff, which I think we are living with this for a long time. And look at what kind of impact that has on my day-to-day operations because of these tariff changes. And Joule look at it in the deep research mode, that allowed me to do this deep analysis into it, and also blend the data from the web at the same time. Make me the review performance review report created for what kind of action that I should take based on the tariff, because there's a lot of information is available on internet that the agent has to orchestrate together and bring it in there. So this feature is also available in the Joule. Uh, uh, the important part also the Copilot integration, as we know, this been also we talked working for mostly last year as well, where we have very strong bidirectional integration. So what is the Microsoft Copilot integration with Joule means, and the bidirectional, that means that you could also then query get the information from the Microsoft Copilot. At the same time, we could also get the directly integrate Joule in the Teams as well, where you are kind of either you are asking the purchase order, or you're asking the blending the information from the Teams chat right there and then, where you could get the business value generated. I think that's where many customer also ask that, how can now I have a lot of stuff in Copilot, how can I leverage the Joule also along with the Copilot? And then now with this integration, the Joules become available also in the as just another agent in the Copilot, where you can blend the information and then perform the operations as well. Just to illustrate simplistically, as if you're working on Excel and you need some you have few details in Excel, but what you need is also there's some information quickly that, okay, what is the value that I have been created for the specific customer? I can just go to the Copilot, make add mention of Joule, and Joule will be available you, and Joule would follow through the same orchestration process to provide you exact similar information that's available from your backend system, which you can readily use in a Copilot way here as well. So this is also the available integration that you could use to make the product for you. Another part that we spoke about the WalkMe last year, that how the Joule would be available everywhere, not only available within the SAP applications, but can it also monitor my activities, can provide me the suggestions where I am, knowing what Joule can potentially provide. So we also pretty heavily worked with the WalkMe integration team, and also Joule is beta state at this point of time with WalkMe. I mean, let's take an example where, for example, if you have a WalkMe as a plugin available with you, and maybe configure your Gmail with WalkMe. I think who have been using WalkMe is aware of that, how the WalkMe could work mostly on the client side aspects to configure your business applications. And at the same time, it keep monitoring on your mailbox. And the moment, let's say you say about get this draft to be right on mailbox, WalkMe toolbar will suggest you there is a skill called the give feedback, right? And this give feedback skill will be the action bar is always looking and then providing you the right suggestion, which can go back to the Joule again and then identify the user who could potentially there and say, okay, can you drop the feedback for the user, getting the context from your email or the action that you are doing as well. And that show the power of Joule could also be invoked outside of the SAP applications directly, and then perform the multiple operations in order to define these integrations much more in a stronger way to perform the task of providing the feedback on your success factor as the user is conveniently doing, rather than go to the success factor, open it, and then define the different aspects of it. So this feature is also available for beta for many of you. The most interesting part is agents now, and uh, we look at these. The agents are moving more as an assistant, which is more than a agent capability, because we are living in this autonomous world right now, where a lot of tasks we expect the AI agent to be taken up, and the the agents are the one who are integrated, as we said, in the Joule, but at the same time, the agents alone cannot perform the single task. But what we need, the set of agents or the Joule skills or your custom skills also available in your organization. Together, they would make an assistant, and the assistant would have a more capabilities. For example, let's take an example here with the accounts receivable manager. The accounts receivable manager would be, I would say, receivable agent, right? Who could have typically the task of collection, dispute, working capital, fraud detection, which also had some capability built from Joule Studio, which is extensibility platform for Joule. At the same time, some of the assistant capability that Joule would build as well as assistant, those can be directly available to perform the autonomous task on the from the Joule. Let's take an example here, and I am a manager in this case. And how does the agent I could or assistant I could invoke? So if I just go there and I would in my regular Joule window that you see going on the SuccessFactor homepage, and I am a manager and I would like to see that what kind of I want to get specific capability on the manager. You see, I have three personas or C assistant assigned to me. So I'll choose the manager assistant and ask that, okay, show me the Christine Baker's area of improvement. And there's a time when agent get triggered, because if you need to get an improvement, it's not only available on success factor system, it may be in the different aspects where the feedback being collected, and then the agent will provide you this specific feedback. But what you like to do as a next step, right? Would you like to give a path for improvement, or you know, or you take? So I say yes, I do definitely like to take the path for improvement. And in this context, the assistant is completely working autonomously to get these development path information, gathering from different trainings, development goals that to be reading in the past, and then providing the suggestion that what are the different development goals can be assigned. And if you agree to these goals or you want to add it or need another suggestion, you can always go back and ask. But the assistant is working in this domain of a manager to perform these operations in order to provide the right outcome. Uh, and you can have many more capabilities. Bring it up here in order to uh, define to make either succession planning or make the any different capabilities there. And similar thing goes for any other assistant that we build has more and more powerful capabilities. Already we had 20 plus agents are in beta state. Some of are in the different part, but if you look at the agents are more important to look at how they generate the value for and the ROI generated there. And these are the various agents that we deliver across the line of businesses would provide the high value. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to make it up here as well. This also from a different agents or the different roadmap perspective would be potentially available. The second important part that maybe you'd ask now, yeah, I mean, it's good to look from a SAP point of view that what we're delivering, but what about if I wanted to now extend this capability to the build and share to the external world as well, right? As well as I want to make it my extensibility aspects here. So from Q4, we also have the two ways of building the capabilities. One is the Joule Studio, which is our fully extendable platform to build the Joule skills. So all that we spoke about, either you bring the Joule skills by yourself, or you want to build a Joule agents, you can go to Joule Studio and can build there. At the same time, you can also make a pro code, that is the via the IDE extensions via SDKs available to create the pro code agents in a Joule. Uh, and the Joule Studio in the build are these are the two capabilities that you could definitely build in the Joule Studio right now. The skills, the one that we call as directly for a single capability. So something that SAP provide out of box, like show my goal, I did my goal. But let's say you have modified the capability as per you, or you have built some custom transactions, or you build some custom capabilities which is not come out of standard. So you could build those skills additionally. So Joule can also understand that and make it happen. Whereas agents, also you can build the more agents based on what SAP provide, not enough for you, and you can build the more agents out here as well. From the overall the architecture point of view, or I would say architecture perspective here, this is the way we envision the data BDC would come to picture as well, with the knowledge graph capabilities via Joule Studio to make the either custom agents, or we bring to the skills together. Uh, what importantly also question comes in the right way, that how the agent that right now I can build custom way, can they be integrated in the SAP systems or not? And I think the concept that we also bring is the agent gateway, where either you create these Joule agents or the custom agents are available. Plus, also you can bring the third-party agents, which is you build on your favorite platform, and those agents can also connect to the SAP system via the A2A protocol. And these are we call maybe the code-based agents, or you call any different agent, but the communication platform protocol it follow as A2A, where Joule would be open to communicate via the agent gateway to the being. And that's why we think of bringing these more standardization in the A2A agent way, where the multi-agent interoperability can be bringing together with agent of your choice, can also orchestrate within the SAP landscape. Just to give you how does it works right now, and bringing it via the secure open collaboration across these intelligent platform, and it's on the building on the BTP strong integration layer. Uh, also touch upon the agentic orchestration, and I think this is another innovation that we foster and available in Joule as well. As we enter and talk to Joule, what we are doing in Joule also to make it much more smarter to follow the agentic capability. The task that we provide to Joule is the one that Joule do break that task into the multiple part, and then really look at how it can be who the right assistant to call for, or does it need to join for a more skills that required to be build this orchestration. The agentic orchestration is the very important aspects of reflecting and planning and replanning, because there is not a one answer or a one agent can perform the task that you need to do, especially when you are organized within the enterprise world, which has the multiple systems associated with that. And that's where this agent orchestration becomes one of the super important part for us to build on. And that's something Joule is importantly also making it available, as either you have underneath create your custom skills, custom agents, or a Joule agent. The orchestration layer in Joule will able to handle it pretty strongly. Uh, Also, to ensure that how do you now keep track of your agent, because I think you have created the agent coming from SAP and different place, and that's where we like to introduce the Linux agent hub, or what we call as AI agent hub as well. Gone with the providing different agents, and you could really monitor their performances, their standard capabilities that is coming from, and how their evaluation been done as well on the system. So the integration, as we bring it to the Joule, you also can monitor their performance as well as evaluation at the scale, to ensure that you're able to manage your agents in a more holistic way. And that's where the Linux agent hub is the one place, that stop shop we could bring there as well. Yeah, just to summarize that what we have today, we are yeah bringing it these 40 plus agents, extensibility, low code, pro code capabilities, agentic orchestration with 15,500 the dual skills, and at the same time bringing the agentic aspects here. What important that we have to next phase, I would say we have to touch upon also the AI foundation, because that's remain the important part of our strategy, where how can we get the generative AI hub to bring it to the next level. And we spoke about the agent builder or the Joule Studio, where you could really build the agent, extend your agent, but also this exploration of orchestration and the automate your document processing is also become the pivotal part of overall AI foundation strategy to bring in the technologies. Happy to also tell that we have many more models which are available on the AI foundation for using it as a product that you could just use in your products directly. Also the latest models as well. Very soon we'll also have GPT 5.2 and as well as the regularly bringing in model available as well. So what we like to also talk about a little bit more, where the prompt optimization becomes the important part, because what happens is the model get deprecated pretty soon, as well as new model come with the very different different capabilities and the higher accuracy. And these models are very difficult to replace if they have been wrote in a specific way of writing their prompts. So it's important to define these prompts in a certain way, which can be really optimizable across different models that newly coming in the or new version of models, so you can leverage them uh, at a faster pace. And that's where the prompt optimizer comes in picture, where you could bring it in the create the prompts in a specific prompt, and then those prompts can be moved across to the different or migrated to the for using on the runtime as well to the different models that you have. So you save a lot of time in the recreation of a prompt as defined, and this capability available also on the product. As I think the buzz has been quite strong that we announced the Rapid One model during our decade, and from there has been a lot of excitement about the Rapid One, what it can do. It available in the already in three flavors, but I think most importantly also available as open source that can be also leveraged from the community perspective. Let's take an example that how does the you can leverage the RPT one, right? So if you look at it, the let's say I'm a tire dealer, I get a request to supply certain tire. Yeah, checks that system shows this in the stock, but then he suddenly has multiple walk-in sales coming in, and pick up, and he only have the red stocks available there, and there's a customer lined up with stuff to bringing it and getting the stuff done there. What RPT one Rapid One does here is to really analyze, or that the model has been created within SAP with the huge amount of data historically available with SAP, and at the same time it also can be really used for the tabular production perspective. So in this case, let's say I'm planning the material for the supplier to provide, and when how can I make this prediction available, and this based on the multiple factor that's been defined already, and the giving the context to can I really make this available for the supplier. It can provide you the probability is high. It can be deliveries, and there will be the zero delays, and it also defined based on the context of the of prediction that you would make there. There's also the another order with the supplier, and also can provide prediction whether it can be delivered on the time, But in this case, the model talks about it is a delay in the delivery, probability is low, and provided this capability. So just giving this context of how the rapid one model can be faster to use here as well. Lastly, I want to illustrate also that Joule is not only working um, with the digital world, but also bringing to the physical world together, I would say. And we have strong collaboration with multiple robot provider, I would say, at this point of time. And as you see, via Joule, you could also trigger the application to find a defect in the product, or also create the maintenance order by monitoring it. It also can define to do the specific task where Joule can give a command to perform a certain operation as well, and the physical robot can execute the task coming from Joule, or also Joule can capture the data from it. So with Neura, we had a strong collaboration ongoing to perform these agents, or the digital agents available with that. Yeah, with that, yeah, I would like to say thank you very much for joining the session, and maybe, yeah, back to you, Mukesh.
Thank you so much, Rahul. I think there are a lot of questions. I think some of them answered already by Ryan. But I think let me just quickly scroll through and see if there are any questions that are still open. So first question by Sudipti, I think he's asking, is there a way for Joule to talk to unstructured and structured data? So instead of talking to documents or internet, can it also talk to structured and unstructured data?
Yep. So from the structured data perspective, if you have a tabular data, it can also with the form of knowledge graph that been defined. Also, we are making that via knowledge graph. You could make your structured data bring in knowledge graph with your entities and identities with the metadata bringing in there, and Joule can definitely work with that. We also have now coverage of a Joule would be enhancing going forward, where the capability that will be provided to you can create a knowledge graph and then integrate with the Joule as well. So definitely that's something which also would be available from a custom point of view, but internally SAP we are defining that also from a
Super.
providing the context to the Joule.
So there's a question, is Joule for MDG generally available now?
Joule for MDG, I need to check that one more time, and maybe I can come as right now we have Joule for almost 34 products going on. There are some on EAC, some more for GA, someone for beta as well. But I can come back to you whether the Joule for MDG is available, or the model to be available. Just maybe I can ping you back on that. Yeah.
Super. So I'm just looking at what questions are still, which are unanswered. Um, Okay, I think Sunil asked, can Joule agents be integrated with custom AI agents? I think Ryan has already replied to that there are protocols that SAP will provide as part of SAP integration suite, which will enable customers to integrate Joule with other Joule agents as well as other third-party agents as well. Um, so there is a question around BW for HANA. So is Joule available for BW on HANA? And there is another one, which is Joule available for SAP Business by Design?
Uh, on the uh, BW for HANA, we don't have, but I think we have on HANA directly as such, and we have on the data sphere now, right? So I think that's where we look at to create all the analytical modern platform to bring it in. If I understand, there's a latest part to go to data sphere, and then on the data sphere, Joule is available already in a different ways. Yeah.
Super. I think there is Does this Joule come with additional cost for a customer along with HANA license?
Yeah, the Joule has a lot of skills in the Joule available at the base skills available. So Joule also has it's come with the from commercialization point of view as the base and the premium skill. The base skills are available for with the zero SKU license value. So it doesn't cost, but you need to get entitlement to the because we have this legal contract to sign and stuff like that. So you need to get this zero entitlement queue. So you get these Joule-based scenario navigation transactional capability for free for use with that. Yeah, Ryan is already responding. Yeah.
Yeah. And last year at the Indus annual conference, I think there was a masterclass in which we spoke about using Klein as a CLI based MCP connector for building custom apps. So the question is, will Joule help on custom code as well? So to analyze, change, and create. So Joule for developer
Yes,
will do that, right? If
the
I'm not wrong.
Joule for developer, we do that definitely on the for the custom code changes to analyze it, and that's the whole idea of bringing the Joule. It is not only to provide. I mean, then definitely with the client that you have, you could also use now the ABAP model that we have built, and I think we are also now making it available in GenAI Hub, the model, and that model can also then you could use as an API to in somewhere else that if you wanted to get these different way of validation. But Joule for developer is the place which can be also then used along with the client to perform tasks.
Okay, so I think there is another question which comes up, which is on-premise. What are the Joule options for S/4HANA on-premise? And there was an earlier question for ECC as well. So I don't think ECC customers do get Joule, but S/4 on-premise customers also I don't think get Joule, right?
Yeah, so
As
for
part of
ACC,
the
yeah, we are not giving it Joule in some cases. There is because it's a lot of configuration and manual, but there's a strategy coming up as we even go towards a Sapphire. We can look forward for some announcement on this side.
Okay. So then there are questions around besides Joule. Besides Joule, can we get out of the box AI agents there that can be part of the RISE bundle?
Uh, so the right now the SAP strategy to have the AI agents delivered via Joule. So you would get the all the agent capabilities as a part of the Joule. They are, I mean, SAP delivered agents, right? If I understand the question, can I get only agents and not Joule? If that's a question, but I think they are all linked together. You could only invoke this conversation agent via Joule, and then we also will have the so Joule, as I said, right, is the orchestrator as well, and then there's different orchestration layer that we see because agent in isolation would not make sense. So that's why you need to have a Joule along with the agents to perform the end-to-end operations, and that's where the Joule becomes the pivotal centerpiece to it. Yeah.
So one of the questions really early in the conversation was to talk about how do you build custom AI scenarios. So if you can just talk a little bit about that, that will be good. And also there is a question which comes up, which is maybe we'll talk about it a little bit as well, which is what is the impact on SAP consultants when AI is coming with SAP or even customers and also to AMS partners? How does their role change in your opinion? So those two
So
questions, if you can talk a little bit about.
yeah. For Joule, so first question is mostly if I understand that how can we create the custom skills right in
Correct.
the in Joule Studio. It's pretty straightforward to create. So once definitely you need to have a entitlement to these SAP build license as well, and it's I think all the BTP way of doing it. But then you could have the API for creating the custom skills that you could build it. I'm just trying to see in parallel if I have a ready-made demo to show you. But creation of a skill is either you have an API for a specific operations to do. So, for example, let's say you have created different the a very different way of building the recognition, for example, right? So you don't have reward and recognition kind of a portal that you created separately, which is not part of SAP standard. And you want to now make that saying that, oh, can you appreciate someone with so and so text, and you want Joule to do that rather than go somewhere else, and then you could just add that API with his all the different signatures, and also add a description that on in what cases the agent should invoke, or the Joule skill should invoke in order to perform that operation, and then that something would be simplistically perform this for you. So that's a way you could really create the Joule skill at the faster pace. Um,
So the second part of the question was how will the role of a consultant change, both implementation partner consultant as well as a AMS partner consultant change with all of these tools coming into play? I think my
yeah.
personal opinion,
So yeah,
let me
go
just
ahead.
share my personal opinion and then maybe you can add. I think what happens is with all of these available, everyone needs to rethink what value we bring to the table. I think judgment comes into play by leveraging some of these tools. Our productivity goes through the roof. So the same consultant who was earlier able to support, let's say, two clients or one client or three clients, can now be able to will now be able to support maybe five or six clients, given the productivity increase that you will see by using these tools. While at the same time, I think it is also important to learn how to use these tools to build and look at potential scenarios where you can actually add value by building new capabilities and building new ways of working for your respective organization or your customer organization so that you continue to stay relevant in that realm. So that's probably my 2 cents. Maybe if you want to add something to that,
Yeah.
please do.
No, I think absolutely you're right. I mean, the overall the developer persona, consultant persona has been going via the rapid shift now, right? I mean, and we see that coming stronger and stronger model every week
Mm.
from the community, from SAP, and that's where we are also working towards it. So you have to be adaptable pretty fast, right? The productivity, I would say that it should be already, I mean, at this point of time, we look at least 30 to 40% gain in the productivity, because you have everything at fingertip available. Then you do a lot of manual stuff. I think code generation and the understanding of a code is pretty fast. So I think 30% productivity gain you already have for you. Now, my assumption is that we could, or the expectation that with all the tooling coming in place, at least 50 to 60% of productivity gain that you should able to see by the end of this year, because the agents would be working phenomenally well, right? Crawling across the code, defining these different aspects of it, right? And the whole application, whole SaaS platform is getting created via code. So I would also expect that to bring in out there. What's important, that I think the functional knowledge is a very important part that you would have, because the system will never able to make what is right or wrong. It can only make these assumptions. And I think especially the scenario, right, like in SAP system can propose the option, but I think your role as a consultant maybe goes more as in from a yeah, doing a lot of repetitive tasks to really adding to the more value added tasks. So I would say we are looking at anywhere for productivity gain of, I think by end of the year, around 40% ish kind of stuff there as well. Yeah.
Super.
In the meantime, I
So
just want to
there,
share this demo if you have some time, a demo on how to create the Joule skills.
so we have a lot of questions. Maybe you can share the demo with me. I will post it
Okay.
on the Indus
Okay.
platform at when I post
Sure.
the recording as well.
Sure.
There's a question from Sanjay. Maybe you can answer, or if I think Ryan has already answered. Is it? Yeah, I think Ryan has already answered, which was the question around bidirectional read-write access between Copilot and Joule. Will there be any license impact? I think there is. Ryan has already answered that. Uh, so Sumit is asking, if I understand correctly, Joule can be accessed via BAS only. Is it possible to connect via any VS Code plugin? like how we can use client with MCP servers for UI5, etc. Are there any MCP for ABAP on cloud?
So firstly on the VS Code, so Joule also is available. So if you can go to the VS Code, you can also find Joule there in the extension. The way you have client available there. So just go to extension library. It's pretty recently launched. I would say from our side as well. So you have the Joule Studio code editor. That's what it calls right now. I can show you in my VS Code also. Uh, and I think yeah, that's where you have the lot of capabilities that can be used. So you would have the just go to here, type a Joule, and you would also get the yeah Joule Studio code editor, and that's why we say then we can also bring in the pro code way of bringing the Joule here, and our yeah VS Code is a one single place that you could bring in the above capabilities as well.
Super. So Sunil Gupta is asking, is it possible to vectorize database for RAG in HANA?
Uh, the vectorized database RAG in HANA, I think there is also the agentic capability came in the HANA. I'm not an expert on that side of the house a lot. More my expertise on data science and an AI perspective.
Okay.
But I think there are some tools being defined. But I think the recommendation is going via the knowledge graph way, and also the agentic capability that coming with the HANA and adding the memory in the HANA as such. Um, but I can get back with the experts who could give you the right answer on this topic. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So Sudipti is also asking, please also share a bit about agentic framework that SAP is using.
Yeah, sure. I mean, right now we are focusing completely on the BAF or what we call as internally via the Joule Studio, that we internally use some proprietary frameworks as well, which is useful from our tasks to run. But going forward on BTP, we are also bringing in the app foundations as a new framework, and maybe you will also see some of these new capabilities available in them. There will be very soon blog and I think details available on that. So I'm more than happy to share more details, technical details on that side. But right now, I think Joule Studio is the one that we bring it there. Yeah.
Okay, there is a question on LinkedIn Live. I don't know whether you can answer this question or whether probably the procurement special interest group session that we have later this week would be better to answer, but I'll still ask the question. Will SAP collect data from internal resources and show in case I'm asking AI to show category-wise spend, or do we need to upload the data? Is a question that come up. So I personally feel that Ariba, the procurement SIG might probably be a better place to ask this question, but I just asked in case you might have some
Yeah, so I
information.
think there is also the capability that comes. I mean, I can answer you in a general way, right? So
Mhm.
if we ask that show me the spend by a specific category, right? And if you configure the Joule already, because Joule then have the know in your system, and Joule would definitely get the exact view of your system via the APIs that are configured in the Ariba, and provide you this outcome. And the capability, or that's what we call it, the skills has been defined there. So it's as straightforward as getting the information via read only way with the some high level of education. You could get these details in, but in case you need to get more agentic capability where you say, okay, I want to get the spend, but also want to see the optimization that I need to get in the spend, then we need to create an agent and bring it that as well. But Ariba, if you implement Ariba, you will get with Joule a lot of these read capabilities, summarize capabilities available for you. Yeah.
Super cool. Thank you. So maybe one last question before we kind of wind up the session. Which was okay. So Mangesh asked, can Joule apply logic with code as functional consultant and a Vapor to develop any report or validation in SAP? I think so, right? I think it does.
Yeah, I mean it used differently internally all the uh, LLM capabilities in a different ways, and it does also have access to the to the SAP code base. It has access to the different KPIs that we have. So Joule, depending on the queries that coming in, but Joule also then use all the sources that are underneath available in order to make it provide you the output, which is not only uh, what you get as the, I would say, robotic outcome, but it's more logical outcome, or thought out outcome. We are also now integrating going forward with the perplexity integration and web search. As you see, the deep research capabilities also bringing the Joule, which will think through to provide you the outcome there as well. Yeah. So it's not only uh, the I would say, but the data outcome that you see, but also the some amount of thinking through coming out with the outcomes. Yeah.
Super cool. Thank you so much. I think we are close to the time that we have for the day. Thank you so much for sharing your insights, Rahul. And thank you, Ryan, so much for answering all the questions on the chat. We couldn't have answered all of them if we had to try and answer all of them one by one like this. Maybe one last question. If someone has a question, would like to unmute yourself and ask a question, maybe that's we can do. Otherwise, we are good to close the session. By the way, every fourth Monday or every month, fourth Monday, 3 p.m., we will have a session on AI, on a different aspect of AI going forward. I hope you can all join us for those sessions as well. In the email that you got today, at the bottom, there is a link from where you can actually download the calendar invite and add it to your calendar so that you don't miss any of those sessions. Please do. Okay, so looks like there are no questions. No one. So thank you so much.
Mukesh,
Yeah,
Rahul.
Sudipti, maybe one last
Yeah.
question.
So
Yeah,
just
please keep it brief,
so
please. Yeah.
traditional AML space. Can we expect something in the next sessions in SAP?
Yes, and you will you will hear someone talking about some of the traditional inbuilt AI scenarios as well. So please do join in those sessions as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. The recording will be available on the Indus platform along with the slides. And also the demo that Rahul said he will share with me on how do you add new skills to Joule. So if you are already not on the platform, please do join the platform, induscommunity.mn.co, and we'll see you there. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.